Yo, everyone, it is us again. Me, Kamel. Power rankings. Ooh, we got some change ups this week. Oh,
Indeed.
baby. All right. How you doing, Kamel?
I am doing good coming down from that new box hype. Yeah, if you can call it that. But yeah,
The Book of Moon hype, I guess.
the Book of Moon hype indeed.
Oh, baby. All right. Power rankings. We looks like we have some solidified data here. Last week we had questions with Destiny Hero. We were like, oh, is this a fluke? They're in second place. Is this going to happen? Here we are again, second place by 6 points. Not even that bad. I mean, everything else is like, TG 7 points, Magnets 1 points under that, Melodious 2 points under that. It kind of keeps going down. But D Hero looks like they're here to stay.
Yeah, D Hero, they this week especially, they have exemplified, just what makes them so much better than a lot of these other decks. So yeah, we'll get into it when we talk about them.
There you go. Of course, these are all the tournaments that we did this week. The two biggest ones being the GG Tour and the Meta Weekly. All the Battle Phase series, all the Freaklies. Ulterior Union Weekly came back, and NGW. Have you ever done that one before?
I have not.
No.
So that is a new one to
Well,
me.
there you go. So always happy to have them. If anyone else has tournaments out there, reach out to us. Be more than happy to put you on here as long as it is a Swiss into a top cut with a side deck format. Top 8 decks. Let's see what we got. Is there even anything left to say about Harpy
Harpies
Ladies?
are here. But something that you will want to notice is Harpies has way less participation,
Yeah.
overall representation than they have in any other week. This is probably the week that people brought the least Harpy decks, even though 200 is still a daunting number. That is quite low for Harpies. Just goes to show that some of the other options are becoming viable as well. Harpies did have a pretty tough time this week, especially across the latter end of the week. They were struggling to even make top 8 in some tournaments, and that's just because that there is another worthy contender in Destiny Heroes. We'll talk about them later, but the two decks kind of have a back and forth kind of matchup. No deck beats the other one hands down. I'd say it's like 50-50, and it really depends on the cards you draw if you're going to win.
Yeah, Harpies, here we go. MST in the main again. We thought, oh, DDD made them do this, but in reality, it was D Hero. It seems
It's D Hero, yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it is. I talked with -1 a little earlier today when we were recording another video, and it really just is. Harpies was that deck that was not even tier 3 when automats were around. Wasn't even meta when it was like Blue Eyes and Dark Lord. Just kind of goes to show you if they're the tier 1. You're gonna have a bunch of these decks that are a little bit weaker, but they're gonna win. They're just gonna win. It's just kind of where we are. D Heroes. Oh boy, tell me about D Heroes.
D Heroes, man, this week, even though they have only won one tournament, you can see D Heroes' overall representation is approaching Harpies at 173 this week, at 8% conversion to the top 32. But I think the biggest thing this week that has made D Heroes absolutely pop off is their abuse of the fourth MST that they get access to with the skill. It is ridiculous how many decks just absolutely are forced to fold up because they lose their only back row and their monsters are not able to deal with Destiny Heroes with Clock Tower Prison on the field. Clock Tower Prison, even if you don't get off its major win condition, still gives you so much value while it is on the field. You're not taking damage. Your D Heroes are sticking around. And yeah, I would say that is just huge right now. Fourth MST, I've seen it pop off so much. It is ridiculous. D Heroes might open up one as it is. The chance to have two in your opening hand is insane.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously you got things like Stratos too to like help you clear out back row. The cost of having Clock Tower, if you have Celestial in your opening hand, is literally no cost because Celestial just gives you a draw 2 on your follow up turn. MST just being a searchable card. This deck literally just pushed out Gaia from the metagame. Gaia's not coming back because this deck exists, and as long as Mystical Space Typhoon exists, that's just it is what it is.
This deck is it's better at popping back row than even Harpies. At different stages of every turn, they're able to bring out something that can destroy back row if you are hoping to save yourself with a battle trap or something more situational or something to get your strategy going. D Heroes will take care of it before they swing into you because it is Heroes. And yeah, just being able to pop back row at any stage of the turn, MST, Stratos, like you were saying, Mass Hero Blast as well. On top of that, so many powerful options for back row removal. If you want to beat D heroes, your monsters have to be good.
There you go. And I do think you said fourth MST. That you do have to have MST in your deck, so you don't actually get an
Yeah.
extra one, but you do.
Oh,
It
oh my
feels
god.
like you're playing, a bunch of
Dude, I thought you
backer.
got an extra
No, no,
MST.
no, if you're free to play, you don't get to play this deck. You got to go get MST, baby. That's just how things are. Oh man. Follow up TG third place, definitely going in the thumbnail. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness, what are they doing in
Tech
third
Venus
place?
has been popping off, especially this week. I feel like there are a lot of new box decks popping up, but the new Tech Genius winning list is really like leaning into the full Tech Genius archetype. They've abandoned Miscellaneous Saurus and Survival's End, all that
Yep.
stuff, and Crystron Quarian Gandrax is actually the most impactful boss monster that this deck now runs, considering that you're not running set Delta XL, which most decks are not. They're running flight control right now, which because if you're just running a big monster core, you need to be able to find the correct TG monsters for your quick synchro play.
Yeah, and the flight control, it's one of those old skills like automata play, right? Insane consistency with Tinky.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever seen this deck brick at all.
Yeah,
It does have some limitations, right? If the Corion play doesn't work, if the Black Rose play doesn't work, they kind of just falter out because there's not too
yeah,
much recovery, but
yes.
still powerful.
Yeah, this deck really relies on how good your first turn setup is. If you're able to set up a first turn Corian Gondrax for your opponent's turn, or the Black Rose Dragon to catch your opponent on their turn and wipe their whole field, those are the two really big power plays of this deck. And I would argue that you definitely need to hit them when they come up, or
Yeah.
you're going to have an extremely tough time at winning. If you're ever left with not enough resources to make one of those big plays, you're going to be in trouble because the
Yeah.
rest of your deck is not suited to survive.
Yeah, I mean, you can get something like a Screw Serpent, but like especially with Book of Moon being out now,
Yeah.
good luck, dude. Let's go. Number four. Oh my lord,
Magnets.
magnets. Oh my
Magnets are
god.
back after
I
Cabra.
I like this deck when it was like Rogue, dude. I don't. It's so Resident Sleeper. Oh my god, I hate magnets now.
I do believe the graphic is incorrect, but Gym Leader Brawl did get his fifth Magnet win
Did he really?
this week on Battle Phase
Oh
Thursday. Yes, he
my
did
god.
win.
There you
And
go.
yeah, congrats to him. Magnets, of course, we were talking about how they fell off the power rankings last week. That's just because they didn't get that tournament win. Gym Leader Brawl didn't win the tournament, so they didn't get on the power rankings. It's as simple as that.
Oh
You know,
no.
for you to get on the power rankings, you pretty much have to have a tournament win. Magnets is one of those decks right now that is lacking skilled players in tournaments. Straight up, the Magnet deck is very, very effective in the meta right now, but it is only going to do so if you know how to play those Magnet mind games with your opponents. Seeing Gym Leader Brawl just absolutely 4D chess. Even the best decks in the meta with Magnets is so entertaining. So yeah, man.
We're just gonna start putting like instead of magnets, Gym Leader Brawl fourth place for
Gym
power
Leader
rankings.
Brawl.
Oh no, yeah, I mean magnets. There's always gonna be a Destiny draw deck. The skill's ridiculous with hand traps, and I think
Yep.
this deck, Super Team, Powerful Rebirth. These are cards that Harpies cannot counter.
It's a
So
fun and solid deck, dude.
there
Yeah.
you go. Fifth place, Melodious.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what's going on?
Melodious, they're bringing up the rear here, and not too much has been, going on in the innovation for this deck. It's
Yeah,
just kind of been existing. I definitely say the rise of Destiny Heroes has knocked this deck down quite a bit. That deck has various outs to Melodious, and its side decks very aggressively for Melodious, always making sure they have enough Chalice to always shut down your boss monsters. And yeah, I just think the other decks are getting better at dealing with
yeah.
Melodious guys. The gimmick is no longer really working. The skill to getting the turn one fusion, most decks is not it's not good enough. And now everyone's got 3 Book of Moon, baby. So this deck is I think it's
uh,
gonna stick around the 4th, 5th spot every week.
yeah.
But Book of Moon and Chalice are big counters against this deck, and now everyone has Book of Moon. So
It's
this makes this
just
deck
one of
even
those
more interesting.
decks where it has annoying cards like Score. Bloom Diva.
Yeah.
Like these cards will always be annoying and they'll always be meta relevant because of how good they are individually. But I think
Hmm.
the deck's inability to change cards because of the skill, right? It's really comes down to just the skill. And you know, just things like Necrofusion's too good to give up. You're not going to give that up.
Right.
It's just that inability to change is kind of leaving them behind. And it's really
Change.
interesting.
You mean like swap from your hand from your deck like that?
No, no, like change the deck list, you know, like completely
Oh, change
change
the
it.
deck list.
Yeah, to like
Yeah.
something else. They're just not able. Like Harpies, you know, they put MST in their deck, and it's like, oh, back on top. You know, like that was scary
Yeah.
for a second there, but just kidding. We can adapt. This deck, just because of the anime skill restriction, they can't really do anything. You know, that changes up in the metagame.
Yeah. There is not really too much that they can differentiate. And as you can see, most decks are already at above 20 cards. So,
Yeah,
you know, you got to think like extra text, like what good are they going to do me? You have to open up a pretty hefty melodious hand in your opening hand anyway to, you know, kind of get going.
yeah.
So stuff like Book of Moon, which is not in some of the best performing melodious decks, you know, how would you even put something like that in without totally ruining your
Yeah,
consistency?
we'll have to see because a lot of people, if you ask a lot of people, they still highly regard Melodious like in their personal
Yeah.
tier list, but the deck has not
Hmm.
been performing for almost a month now. Has been underperforming. It's
I would say
stealing
so, yeah.
wins here and there for sure. Every deck can. The meta is so weak that any deck, like we had Kristrons in the finals of Battle Step, that's $100 tournament. You know what I mean? So a deck that's more competent, like this deck, is of course going to be able to, you know, win the MCS, win the GG Tour, win whatever it needs to win. That
Right.
doesn't change the fact though that everywhere else it has been heavily underperforming. So I'm excited to see how the conversation will change with this deck, you know, moving forward. Um, Other than that, people,
Overall representation here.
yeah, I
And
mean,
dude, magnets are pulling their weight. Blue Eyes is oh god, there's like 100 Blue Eyes decks. Where was Blue Eyes on power rankings, bro?
dude, I don't
Oh
know.
my
People,
god.
people play Blue Eyes, but I don't know how you're supposed to play Blue Eyes in the Melodious. It's an auto lose, you know?
Blue Eyes only picking up 3 points this week. Not
Yeah,
very good, dude.
it's
And
brutal.
top 8 conversion rates though, Noble Knights 29. What the heck? Those are some
That,
crazy
bro,
numbers.
Noble Knight is now the new Dragoon. You know, there's like 3 or 4 players that used to play it, and that's it. It's like the same 3, 4 people playing the
Yeah, I
deck.
have to. Yeah, there's like Trentwick and there's some other guys in there as well.
Tyzilla,
Tyzilla.
and then one other. Yeah, they're just the only ones playing it, and for whatever reason, I tune into the match. Someone's swinging into Gwynnifer, and you're like, bro, come on, it hasn't been a year yet. How'd you forget? I don't know.
That's a 5% for the Water Exceeds deck, though. That's kind of it.
Yeah,
That's
water
another deck
exceeds.
that was not on the top 5 of
Nope.
the power rankings, but I've been seeing it around, only
Yeah.
picking up 8 points this week.
It's
Ugh.
it's it's water exceed, man. You either top deck Diva Necro Valley or you lose the whole thing,
You
pretty
gotta play
much.
Necros Water, dude. That's how. That's what they need. They gotta
Oh
play
my
Necros
god,
Water.
new decks! What the hell, dude? Like what do we even say about the new decks? Like,
Dude, they need another week, dude. Like Necrons is for sure undercooked, and the best variant I saw of it was that water deck version. So
yeah,
next week, I'm really looking forward to people playing that. Gishki, I would like to see people experiment with Gishki. The tournament that I saw, it looked very
oh, I saw that one.
powerful.
Yeah, the one with Soup. He brought it. Yeah,
Yeah, with that boss monster is super crazy. All of your ritual monsters are you only need one, and you can search your ritual spell. And then Prediction Princess as well. That deck is insane. You get your Deus Ex Crawler, negate everything. Ooh, that deck is pretty nice.
bro.
That's what we're looking forward to next week. Prediction Princess. Everyone can afford it, dude. No excuse.
I'm a doomer, dude. Listen, I don't trust in the new decks. They've depressed me enough. Look, I'm trying to make an ult to make Prediction Princess. 60 packs left, not a single fairy. Flip fairy SR, bro. Come
No,
on,
dude, no,
man.
I'm on my second go through the box. I'm like 60 packs in, and I only have 2 of the ritual spell. I don't even
What?
have
That's
3.
a normal.
And it's a normal. I don't even have 3. I have 2. Dude, I was trying to make the deck for a
Bro,
video earlier today, and I was like, wait, I can't even make the deck, dude.
this
What
box
the
is
heck?
rigged. This box is rigged. I don't believe in rigged, but this box is definitely rigged, dude. I don't know. Whatever.
Oh my
Boys,
god.
that's the power ranking. Leave your comment. Comment, like, subscribe. You know how it is. Tell us how you think the meta's shaping up. Tell me if you guys scammed, because I think this box is
Yeah,
rigged.
dude. Check out my power rank, my pack opening. I definitely got a little bit
Yeah,
scammed.
there you go. Anything else? I think that's everything.
That's going to be it from us, guys. Peace out. Check out our tournament streams, in which we show all the Battle Phase streams that the Power Rankings consist of throughout the week on twitch.tv/Duel Links Entertainment. Get in the Discord. Check the announcements tab. Get in the tournaments and play some new box decks.
All right. Take it easy, boys.
Peace out, guys.